Hi everyone, welcome to my second Inspo vlog where I will talk about one of the questions that a lovely lady sent to me, and that is, what is your strategy for success? Which got me smiling because at first the first thing that I thought was I have no idea. And the second thing that came to mind was that there is no specific strategy for success. I think there are many strategies for success, and success to me, well, I think it's a very subjective thing. What is success in my eyes might not be perceived as success by you. So I think it's very important to define your own success. Define what would make you successful for yourself. Set your goals, divide it into steps, and as you reach those steps or reach your goal, I think you have achieved success. But that's different for anyone. So there is no strategy to success, and I do believe that there are keys to success. And I think first of all, it's important to acknowledge that success changes over time. Life happens, you change, you grow, so your goals might change, and so your success might change, and that's okay. So just go with the flow, and if things change or you decide to go into a different trajectory, it's all good, you know, as long as you keep your eyes on the prize, whatever prize it is, whatever it is that you want to achieve. As long as you keep working towards it, whether it's through a detour or whatever, it doesn't matter, you know. So first key to success, as I perceive it, is know your why. Write down for yourself why you are willing to pursue whatever it is that you want to pursue. Why do you want to reach that goal? Because as time goes by, things might get really hard and difficult, and you might want to give up. And having written down your why, or having it clear in your mind why you're doing it, will give you the drive to keep on going and not give up. Second is be passionate. Be passionate about whatever it is that you're doing, because if you don't love what you do, you're gonna have a hard time sticking with it. Third is work hard, and it's pretty obvious, you know, that you have to be working hard, but I have friends around me saying, oh, I'm so tired, I've worked 40 hours this week, and then I look at them and I'm like, what, 40 hours? Yeah, I work double, and you know, yeah. Well, you gotta be willing to work. You gotta be willing to work 80 hours a week. You gotta be willing to give up your sleep, and give up your social life, give up everything and work. But know one thing, that every hour you put in, it'll pay off. Eventually, it will definitely pay off, and it's definitely worth it. Then I have focus. I have 2 times written down focus, because the first one is focus on efficiency, focus on being consistent. You know, it's nice to have a plan, but if you don't commit to it and do whatever you have to do every single day until you've achieved your goal, you're not gonna get there. And try to improve your process continuously. Try to get the most out of every hour. It's called Kaizen, it's called efficient working, and try to constantly optimize your efficient working so you can get the most out of every hour you put in. And the other focus that I have is focus on the feeling of achieving your success. I visualize a lot what I want to see myself accomplishing. I feel the feeling that I would have whenever I would have accomplished it, you know, the happiness, the gratitude, the relief, whatever it is, you know. I try to visualize it and feel that feeling, and by feeling that feeling while you are working towards your goal, it really excites you, it drives you, it motivates you. You should really try that. And celebrate your small wins and enjoy the journey. So by feeling your success and being passionate about what you're doing, you can still enjoy life and enjoy every part of the journey, good and the bad. because you know you might not reach your destination as fast as you think you're going to, and it would be a waste of your time if you would be miserable all the time working towards your goal. So enjoy everything, and you know, celebrate your accomplishments, the small wins, the small steps. Have a drink, go out for a movie, treat yourself, but you know, enjoy and celebrate the small wins. And gratitude is the last one. You know, be thankful for everything that you encounter, everything, whether it's good, you know, having success and achieving one of your small steps within your goal, or having an obstacle and things taking longer than you expected. You know, it's all part of the journey, and it's all going to get you in the state that you need to be in. So this is something that I talked about in my first Inspo vlog, and it's really about embracing the journey and being grateful for every part of it. And believe me, it's gonna give you a lot of energy and drive to keep going if you are thankful. Success, however you define it, it takes time. It takes time, blood, sweat, tears, everything you've got, that's what it's going to take. And you should be willing to give that all, and it's gonna be worth it. You just have to be patient. Great things take time. So having said that, I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about my story, because I don't want to be one of the many people just preaching, you know, preaching motivational things. And I want you guys to know that I have actually been there. I have been in a really low point in my life where, well, I'm gonna tell you the story. I'm just gonna start. So in 2010, my partner decided to start the business, a textile printing company, and I was still studying international business back then. And he bought his first heat press. I remember it like it was yesterday. And you know, because for the printing the print on the t-shirt, you need heat, so it was a press, and it was the cheapest one that we could afford, and we didn't have any place to put it, so we used a wooden folding table, and it was shaking every time we would close the press. So I remember thinking, I wonder how long this table is gonna last. And eventually we got more equipment, and I remember us turning our living room into our office because we simply couldn't afford an office space. And our kitchen, we had an open kitchen, so I remember when people would come by, there wouldn't be any place for them to sit because it was our office. And I also remember when I was cooking, I was afraid that the smell would get into the clothes that we were producing at that time. It was a crazy time, and it was a lot of improvising, you know, trying to make the most with like little means that we had. And we had one big client, and that was it. And if that client wouldn't have enough work, we would really have a problem. And it was funny because we were stubborn. We started the business in the financial crisis. There was a big crisis in the Netherlands and in Europe. So everybody around us was like, you guys are crazy. This is not the right time to start a business. And also the banks weren't cooperative in giving us any loans, so we had to finance everything ourselves. So it was really tough. And I remember the summers. The summers were the hardest because everybody was going on vacation and we couldn't go. I remember also like everybody was going out for dinner and drinks every night, and we had to literally exchange PET bottles to do groceries. So we would get, you know, exchange the bottles, get some change, and then do groceries. And seriously guys, that was the lowest point in my life, and there aren't many people who know this. I don't even know if I told my parents because I didn't want them to worry about me. But I know one thing, I am never going back to that point. That was the lowest point in my life. And you know, just lying awake and sleepless nights because we didn't know how to pay the bills, and That's why I told you it's really important to have your why. You see, I was still a student, and I always said I'm not ever going to go on a job interview. I am never going to work for a boss. And to be honest, that was the only thing that kept me going. I have thought so many times of giving up. I mean, I had a degree in business. I had working experience. I could get a job easily, but I just always said, like, I don't want to do any job interviews. I don't want anybody else telling me whether I am good enough for the job. I don't want to work for anyone. I want to decide my own working hours, and I don't want a normal life. And I've always said that, and that is what kept me going. And up until this day, you know, I'm so happy to be my own boss. And yeah, that's really, I remember that's really what kept me going. My pride was what kept me going through the entire process. And what else can I tell you? Gosh, there's been so much. And you know, the funny thing is nobody knows, because everybody thinks that everything went really well because my marketing is really good, and it's really easy to paint completely different reality on Facebook and Instagram, and people think you're doing amazing while actually you're not. And I'm really good at that, to be honest. Now you guys know my secret. Eventually the economy turned around and we got some amazing opportunities. We had a little bit of help here and there, and you know, we started the clothing line Wilderkins. We opened the Wilderkins store, and everything went uphill from that point. And I am so grateful, because the past, like everything that I just told you, is still so close to me. I can still feel the anxiety, the restlessness, the sleepless nights, literally, because I didn't know how I was going to pay the bills. And you know, it did a lot of damage on the relationship of me and my partner, you know, so I can still feel all of it. And it is such an amazing, forceful driving factor in my success today. And I'm grateful because it made me who I am today, and it still drives me, you know, whatever I'm gonna do next, and how big our companies are going to get, that I'm never gonna forget that point in my life, and it's always gonna be a driving factor. And I look back at the person that I was. I hated sales. I was afraid to make phone calls. I remember being afraid to talk to people because I was afraid they would dislike my Surinamese accent. It's just really funny because I am completely the opposite of the person that I was. I actually don't even feel any emotion when I pick up the phone, because I just think of, okay, I'm just gonna get done what I want to get done. And I actually enjoy the client acquisition process right now. So it's funny how you can change and grow so much within a few years by just keeping on going and pushing through your boundaries. And yeah, it's just really funny if I think about it. And also, like, the problems that I used to have, you know, staying up at night because I couldn't pay the bills, I actually have trouble sleeping now because I have so much orders, so much work, that I don't even know how I'm going to make my deadlines. And it's like a completely different problem, but it's still a problem that I actively have to deal with right now. And I do consider it like a luxury issue. And especially when I look back at the issues that I used to have, you know, I mean, I think it's really nice to see the difference, you know, the growth. And I mean, guys, I'm serious, I'm not there yet. I mean, I have so much more goals. I keep on aiming higher. I want to do a lot more with travel vlogging. We want to open up stores all over the country, so there's a lot more coming. But I mean, I love what I do, and it just keeps me going. So I think success to me is just overcoming every obstacle that gets thrown at you, and just keep on going, keep your eyes on the prize, and make it happen. That's success to me, and that's my strategy. And I hope you enjoyed this vlog, guys. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, because I will be sharing a lot more of my experiences with you guys. And I wish you all success.